speaking of Elisa Thomas, we want to highlight two things that we've seen, two instances that we've seen throughout the years dealing with rookie players and veterans, where there seems to be a level of physicality, and we want to highlight two plays that we've seen. So if we could play this, these two plays. One was dealing with Elisa Thomas, the enforcer, against Angie Reese. Both went to Maryland. And then the second one was actually today in a narrow fever win against the Sky, ironically, that featured Kennedy Carter versus Caitlin Clark. So we'll do the first one with Elisa Thomas, where this happened about a week ago, right, Casey? About a week ago. She was ejected. But we want to highlight this because these two things, there were some commonalities with both situations. So we'll play the clip.
And everyone, as we get ready to play it, just keep in mind that this is a CBS's sports game. This is their shot. So we are just replaying what it is that this does belong to CBS. So here we go. Can we see it? Did you see it?
Can't see it. I can't.
All right, hold on 1 second. Hold on.
Sorry.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna play it back, everybody.
Oh, there's D. You missed our. You missed our. We were going back at it. Well, we were going back at it, but we'll get to that later. We're going with the physical. We're about to play the clip of everybody. Friends, forgive me. Welcome to our other co-host D, who was handling business. This is the first video with Elisa Thomas and Angie Reese. You see a blatant takedown by Elisa Thomas on Angie Reese. And then can we get the other one, Casey, with that happened today with Kennedy Carter, right? That's her name?
Yeah.
Kennedy Carter. Kennedy?
I think it's Kennedy. C-H-E-N.
Kennedy Carter. I'm sorry, I messed that up. Kennedy Carter and Caitlin Clark. We see both times where we have blatant fouls, blatant disregard for rookie players by veteran players, which is, in my opinion, not uncommon. The big thing that I'm going to open the mic. What was your viewpoints when you saw these two plays? What did you have to say, or what did you think? Like, what was your thought?
Who are you directing at?
Both of y'all, please. Oh, okay. D, you go first because you ain't been on here.
Yeah. So with the Reese initially, it was just I thought it was just a hard foul. Until I watched the replay a couple of times, and she didn't look at her and say, "Hey, I'm about to put my hand around your neck," but I do think once it got there, she didn't light up, and she purposely, made sure she was going to put her on the ground. So then when I found the backstory of those two being friends, I don't know if there was some, play there or you my sister, I'm going to foul you hard or whatever, just to let you know. I'm not quite sure. But
like a welcome to the league moment.
Yeah, but it's just still no place in the game for that. I mean, if this was the men's game and we were talking about Draymond, he'd be suspended. So
she did get ejected. She did get ejected from the game for a flagrant.
But she did. But what happens after that? In suspensions, fines. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you guys know. I have to look that up. And then with the other one, that was personal. The ball wasn't being inbounded, so you can't make a case of, oh, I was trying to play the ball. She literally looked at her and decided to shoulder check her for whatever reason. Maybe Caitlin was talking crap all game. Who knows? But that was just another move of it's a difference between playing hard and just blatantly doing stuff like that.
Right.
So, even though they rookies, I understand they got to earn their stripes, but that is no place for you to just. This is not hockey, and that was like a hockey move in my opinion. So, plus you don't see. I guess I have to watch a little bit more and see if that's happening to the other rookies like Cameron Brink or let's see if they're willing to do that to Camilla Cardosa now that she's back.
Nope.
So and that's the thing. Are they just picking and choosing? Are they saying whose button they can push? I don't really know, but it's no place in the game for it. WNBA is trying to build a brand, and that ain't gonna work.
Right. Casey, your thoughts?
I don't know. Like, now that y'all gave me the backstory on Angel and Elisa, I just think, I thought that was very rough to me. I was like, oh no, I probably would have been fighting. But now that I know the backstory, then okay, fair enough. They're friends. Elisa just was giving her the rookie welcome to the league, like Dee said. But with Caitlin Clark, I'm concerned that I don't know if everyone's angry with her. Like, it's just concerning to me. From Breanna Stewart to even Elisa Thomas has filed Caitlin Clark to now Kennedy Carter to the other night with Seattle Storm. I don't know. Like, that just was weird. With Kennedy Carter, that was very weird. That was weird. What's your problem? So,
and then she didn't even answer the question in post game either, which bothered me. They asked her a question about it, and she said next question. Like, no.
It's like you walked up to her and just boom, like you knew it was like a premeditated. Like, if this was the first 48, you would have been arrested for premeditated murder. So,
right.
I mean, I'm not concerned about Angel Reese. She's getting along fine in the league. I'm concerned about Caitlin Clark because I don't know what everybody's issue is. I do, but I feel like leave it alone. Let it go. So
yeah, I get that. I think what concerns me and with both instances, especially with Angel Reese, where are your teammates? I see a player go down. Now, they went to help her, and I saw one of the players look at Elisa like, what is your deal? But if I see anytime a player's jumping up for a rebound, first of all, Elisa Thomas is 32 years old. She is a vet in the league. When a person is up in the air is where they're most vulnerable. For you to grab somebody like that and do that, it's unacceptable. And to me, I'll probably get in trouble for saying this, but it warrants a response. Like, okay, it worked out because Angie Reese didn't bang her head on the floor head first. It worked out because she didn't land in a funny. But when somebody's in the air and you take them down like that, and then you show no remorse, like, no, my bad, are you okay? Let me help you up. No, I'm just gonna walk away. And for the team just to be looking like, what?
But can I give you something about that though? Think about when USC and LSU played and Cardoso and Flage got into it. It was like almost America called these women thugs and was like, that's not how a woman carries themselves. It's all of them fighting like that. So I think sometimes it's a double standard because when men do it, when Draymond does it, we talk about it and we're like, he's crazy, he's a monster. But if
it's just testosterone.
Right, it's testosterone. Or in the NFL, when San Francisco got into it with Dre Greenlaw body slammed somebody and it just went nuts. It was just like, oh, let the men be men, right? Or let the boys just play ball. But I feel like when women do it because we're women and it's not the norm for women to fight, I think then America's heads turn and they're like, they're not women. They're just a bunch of manly thugs.
I think
that's kind of why they don't answer to me.
That's fair, but at the same time, I'm glad you brought up the Cardosa LSU South Carolina, because if you think about it, what's her name? Flaugier?
Flage.
Flaugier. She fouled someone hard and was walking away. And Cardosa came to her defense.
Yes, absolutely.
So, because she
look how America responded. My timeline on Facebook was just
but they're okay. But I'm not saying you should respond with violence, but definitely someone getting up in her face like, "Yo,"
I agree with you.
I think
when we do that as women, that's not girl like.
I understand that, but then it's
you
just
don't see that
happening
in the league, and that's
because they do it to the people they know they can do it to.
Absolutely.
Do that to Asia Wilson and see what happens.
But see, the thing is about it, I would like to, and again, I just got to march more and more games. Is that happening around the league where people are getting hard fouled and teammates aren't reacting? Is that an every team thing? Like, is that just something that's not a culture of the WNBA? Right. You know, it's
basketball is basketball, though, y'all.
Well, Leah Boston got into it with Aaliyah Boston got into it with somebody, and they just let the two girls go at it. That was it. Nobody.
Basketball is basketball. You know how it is. You know how it is in any sport. So I'm saying, but again, get into her face and do something. You can't just let that.
Off of Casey, do we want to see that in the women's game? Right. You start to see that. Do you think the viewership will go down because of what she said? Like, well, this is just a whole bunch of, women thugs or what have you.
Okay. But the flip side of that is if the refs, and I get it with Alisa, they did say you're ejected. So they tried to handle it. But my whole thing with Caitlin, for some reason I'm having a blank. Did she get a technical? I
don't remember.
I don't remember if she got a technical foul. And let me just say this with Caitlin. There was a little flop there. I mean, it was a little flop.
That was a hard push.
It was a hard check, but there was some acting.
There was some acting.
Some acting. I'm not saying
there was some flopping.
I'm not saying it was a egregious flop, but I'm saying there was a little.
She sold it.
But I'm saying my point is
like this.
But my point is
the thrill move.
Okay, first of all, the refs right there. This is what my mindset is with Caitlin. The refs right there, right, y'all?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Aaliyah Boston. I'm 6'4", 220, right? I'm not looking at the ref like I'm going right to her because I know the ref is there like, yo, what is your deal? Like, I'm not saying throw blows, but I'm saying you've got to, because I'm going to tell you, whether we like it or not, Caitlin Clark is marked. And if they keep, and if the refs, like that's one, and it's happened, she's gotten hard fouled a couple of times, but as she said in her post interview, that wasn't a basketball play. Hard fouls that are basketball plays, I can understand. But when my issue with Elisa Thomas, you were both fighting for the rebound. It seemed like you got sick of it. But when you saw her go down like that, you got to show some remorse.
Yeah, I would have turned around.
You got to show some remorse. And then with Caitlin Clark, look, now I know that Kennedy Carter probably got a call from the league like, yo, I don't want to see that again. So she's probably marked. But as a teammate, you got to get and say, it's like, we're not going to tolerate this. That's just bad. That's
the WNBA going to step in. They're not going to keep allowing that to happen. One, Caitlin Clark right now is, the marketing golden girl. So if they continue to let that happen, like that shoulder check, you check somebody right in the back of their shoulder blade or whatever. Now, what if she dislocates her shoulder? She can't play. So therefore, the league is, they're not going to lie. They not
nothing. Over nothing.
Right.
The ball ain't in bounds. But I'm saying this, like I said, I'm about basketball. Look, I see somebody you're disrespecting my teammate. I can't allow it. I'm not going to try to hurt you, but I am going to get in your face and give you a warning. I think that like the teammates have to show you're not going to do that to us, especially Indiana.
But let me ask you a question. As men, you see that in the WNBA. What is your reaction?
Let me say this. Can I answer this, D, real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I love what I saw from South Carolina at LSU.
I
I
did.
loved it.
I
I
loved
loved it.
it.
I loved it.
Oh
It's
snap!
two
I think we
competitive
love
teams
that because of
fighting.
the heat of the game, though.
Yeah, but
It
Yes,
was
that's
the heat of the
yes.
moment.
You're right. You're right. Yes.
look. At the end of the day,
I mean, I was scared because Cardoso ain't a small person, so I
right?
was scared for Fly
Nah,
J.
But I
He
mean,
could have killed him.
these were two of the best teams in the country fighting for the SEC title. You know, um, and it got heated. That's playoff. That's tournament basketball. And,
right. But see, what I'm the difference between that and what happened to Caitlyn was at that moment in the game, it was like there was no. It didn't seem like any friction or animosity, or I know it was a close game, but
okay,
it just did. It didn't give the same vibe as,
okay.
oh man, they just the blood is pumping. You know what I mean? Like
There's
it.
there's
Go ahead.
there's a healthy balance of the league handling it, but there's also got to be a balance of a team saying
Yeah,
we're not going to let it get to this point.
I
You
agree.
see
No,
what I'm
I
saying?
agree with you
And
because
so
again,
that's
that's
what
the locker room.
and any competitor, you know, I mean, look, basketball, there are difference in the men and women's game, and I respect that, but basketball is still basketball. And the league is going to handle, we got to cut down these flagrant fouls. But the league might not necessarily handle, we got to stop these hard fouls on one person. Now, maybe they will with Caitlin Clark, but they will say we got to cut down on these fouls, on these hard fouls. It's not good for the league. But the team has to handle what they're going to tolerate being done to them by the opposing team in terms of physicality.
Maybe they
Now
don't
there
like
are,
Caitlyn.
huh?
Maybe they don't like her.
No, I think they do. I don't care.
And
She's your
but that's
teammate.
but that is the vibe that they're giving off.
Kobe didn't like
You
Shaq.
know,
Shaq didn't
Who?
like Kobe. But when Kobe was hard fouled, who was the first person in there?
right on the court,
But
you
hold
supposed to
on,
squash
you're
that.
talking about men versus women. Women can get in an argument and stay
That's
mad
your
for a long
teammate.
time. Men can get in an argument and blow
Case,
smoke off.
But then
that's
we
your
can
teammate.
as fans we can, like you said. What if they don't like her? So now as fans we thinking, well, their team is not a together team. Their locker room is
Right.
separated because they're not coming to the defense of their teammate, their star teammate at that. You know what I mean? We ain't talking about somebody on the 15th woman on the bench, which you should come to her defense too. But this is your star player, and
Mhm.
for
Right.
nobody to like Elle said, say, hey, or yell or do something, make some type of commotion that says I'm backing my teammate. That hurts a little. I mean, I can see Caitlyn being like, dude, do y'all even have my back?
Right.
Can I even trust you guys?
I would
So
have her back. And
I
I'm not a Caitlyn fan. I would have had her back.
I
I
mean
went over
I
there like this, but I would have had her back.
because Casey and D, I need to know as a teammate, especially at her size, if I go in this lane and someone takes me out, I need to know because I'm not gonna keep going in this lane and getting taken out.
You're
If
right.
you
That's a
know,
life rule. I need to know if we go to the movies with my girls and somebody kick my seat and we scrap, is everybody
right,
coming to my defense?
right.
So it's a life rule. But I
Look,
think there's something we don't know
look.
about the Fever and their chemistry. And I mean, it's kind of unfolding before our eyes. Angel Reese, her girls came to her, even though they didn't go to Elisa. Elisa, I'd be scared. But her girls came to her like, player, you
but see, that's
Aaliyah,
the problem. Now
but
now you
Aaliyah
telling
came to her.
Elisa like we scared.
you but
You can't do that though. You
That
didn't you
that
didn't see. I mean, Shaq is what 7 foot 300. God knows that, and you seen all types of small guys get in his face. Or
But it's men
there's
versus
been,
women. Women and men are not the
but
same.
again, it's not. But it's
basketball
just
is
it's just
teammates.
backing. It's just backing your team, and
But
I get it.
right
But
now,
there has to be a
Cardoso
thin
was the
line
only
though.
one who went to Flage. Nobody else on South
Oh no
Carolina.
no 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 no! They were walking toward, but Cardosa came in there running.
Oh, I don't think they would have said anything to Flage.
But I will say this. Um, I'm gonna give an example. I'm not gonna say no names, but this deals with a family member. Me and my some of my family members went to a club one time in Philly. And this one person just was like dancing with this girl who was with another dude. And so me and my other person are sitting there like, oh no. And my one cousin says, if this goes down, what we gonna have to do. And my one boy was wrong. My family.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Go in there
Because that's your boy.
And then you curse them out after the fact.
Yeah. I've been there.
When it happens, you got to be like, come on, please, just please. And that's all I'm saying. It's teammates, whether you like each other or not, that's your teammate.
But you don't even see the coaches getting amped up about it either. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Even in a man's game, you see coaches getting all up on the court, snapping on the rest, and maybe that just needs to develop in the women's game.
It's a young league, and yeah. And Casey, to your point, it's men and women, but it's also a young league. The best that I ever saw was Chuck Daly. When Isaiah got fouled hard, he'd immediately point to the bench. He was bringing in a sub. He was bringing in a sub, and you know what that sub's one job was?
Take him out
to make sure this does not happen again. That was your.
Every team needs an enforcer.
It's entertainment with men. With women, it's just labeled differently.
I agree.
As long as it's not happening often with the women, it'll be different. But
that's where the
instances like that, it should have happened. Yeah. But Caitlin, she get knocked around every game. So
right.
You mess around and they might get in a squabble every game if that starts to happen.
I think there's a messaging coming from the top of the house with the WNBA. Regardless of what you see, don't respond. I just think there's a messaging.
Maybe, and you might be right, Casey, on that. You know who the WNBA needs back in the league. You know who the Indiana Fever. I don't know. I'm reserving judgment for the coach of the Fever, but you know who they could use back in the league who was there for a minute. Bill Laimbeer. I guarantee you with this team's. I guarantee you, Bill Laimbeer used to coach the Detroit Shock. They won 2 titles. Yeah,
put Isaiah in there.
Y'all want the bad boys coaching all of the WNBA?
Look. Hard foul, shoulder check.
Y'all want the bad boys coaching all of the WNBA?
No.
But they're the bad boys.
Look, your star players, you have to protect them because they're going to, especially like you pointed it out, Case. Caitlin Clark needs to gain more weight. She's small. She kind of scrawny, right? She needs to put on more weight. So I said, look, America, she needs to get more muscle. Like it, but that's common when you go into the highest level, when you're going from one level to another. So what are the first things people going to try to do? They're going to try to take away her skill set by being physical. That's what the Pistons did with Mike. We can't stop him just regular defense. So we gotta put him on the floor. That's what Angie Reese, she can jump like she sees athletic, she tall. Look, this young person, I'm tired of jumping. Elisa, look, did you see her? I'm tired of jumping with your behind for these rebounds. Let me shut you up and put you on this ground.
I just think it was where she grabbed her the neck. God.
And
her hair was this close.
And my thing was no remorse. No, like, oh, shoot, just walking away like nothing's wrong. So that's our point. We hope that as the league develops, that the WNBA will handle this. Absolutely. But I would like to see, I don't know about y'all, I would like to see more protection of teammates protecting one another when something is drawn from physicality. I don't know how y'all feel, but that's what I like to see from the WNBA.
It would be nice. It would be nice.
We don't
want no malice in the palace, but
no, we don't want that. But if you grab somebody by the neck and throw them down, you gotta do something about that.
Right.
You can't just let the league hope the league handles it. Nah, we got to. That's not acceptable, and that's a warning shot across the bow. Next time we're gonna open the lane and let your star player go through there, and Let me stop. I'm sorry. Let me
See, and I would have to do because now I'm interested to see how often this is happening to
right.
uh the rookies. Like you said, Caitlin has a mark,
I
but
think
does
it's
Angel have a mark? I
no.
mean, we got the one instance where it happened with Angel. Like we don't. I haven't heard it happening to the other rookies either. So is it just that it's anytime you see Caitlin, we see red.
Going back,
Somebody go at her.
and when Angel got hit, Cardoso wasn't there.
She wasn't.
Uh,
She's back now though.
Exactly what I
let when
said.
they play again, let it happen with Cardoso there.
She's back now though. She's ramping up too. She played good.